I want to thank all of you for being here, particularly the persons sitting immediately to my right and left. And I want to just talk about the crime advances against crime that have been made since 2005. And rather than lagging behind national trends, our city is setting the trends in public safety for other cities to follow. I can't tell you how many congratulations we get. I just attended the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Miami this last weekend, and people come up and say the kinds of things that they're emulating that we're doing in Richmond. And I say, yes, we've done so well that people have looked at our chief and have found out what that is. Crime in Richmond is at its lowest point in 26 years. Now, that's a statement, but it takes a lot to put into that statement. And sometimes too many people believe, as I say in Richmond, they believe in evolutionary progress here. That when something happens, well, it was going to happen. That is not so. Things don't happen of their own. They happen because people make them happen. And our homicide rate has fallen each of the last 4 years. Last year fell more than 35%. This year to date it's down a further 8%. Violent crime has seen double-digit decrease in all but one category. And the city's homicide conviction rate exceeds 85%. Now, that has a lot to do with the cooperation of the police and the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. And to the extent that Mr. Herring is here, is an attestation to how that is contained. Don't believe that's always been the case. Our conviction rate is 85%, which far outpaces the national average of 60%. Criminals have been put on notice that they will be caught and they will be convicted and go to jail. Neighbors are not only helping police with tips, they're lining up as witnesses in court because they know what it takes to clean up our streets. And these changes are a far cry from a decade ago when Richmond's reputation was tarnished as America's murder capital. There's more work to do, and we can't afford to wait to appoint a new chief. Drugs are still present, and violence will not stop even though the criminals are on the run or in jail, and it's vital to our city and the safety of our citizens that our police department maintains the momentum in the fight against crime. And so we can't wait, and we will not play politics with reference to the appointment of a new chief. There are some who have suggested, Mr. Jones has suggested that we have a public safety director, which has been it's been ineffective in almost every state and every area that's been tried. That's gone, it's passé. You need a police chief in charge with nobody over top of him telling him how to combat crime and how to fight it. There have been those people who have said wait until they get in. Well, some of them might never get in. And so to wait for what? Criminals are not going to wait. The citizens should not be expected to wait, and we are not going to play politics with crime. Mr. Panley has said we should wait. Wait for him to have another chance at bringing someone in who never even left his previous job when he came to be Richmond's police chief, still on record as being employed by the state of Illinois. And then when he left here, crime being at record levels, council said, here's $100,000 for you to go. No, we're not going to wait for that type of nonsense to reoccur. It's a responsibility of the mayor, and I assume it, to appoint a new chief, and the importance of this decision far outweighs any delay for political considerations. I don't know that anyone has any experience relative to that as I have. I didn't just pick a police chief, I picked the state police director in terms of state police force. I've been involved in this for many, many years, in so many particulars. And so we can't afford to wait 9 months to find a new chief, and that process begins today. So I'm announcing an executive search committee to conduct a nationwide search for the city's next chief of police. This committee is being led by Ms. Eva Tig Hardy, who will repeat the process that led to the hiring of Chief Rodney Monroe in February of 2005. She will also be joined, as I've indicated, by our Commonwealth's attorney, Mr. Mike Herring, who has worked closely with Chief Monroe to bring about this collaborative process by which the notice has been sent to all. We likewise have Mike Byrne, who's a local area businessman and community activist, served also on the police search committee in 2005 when that transition committee was involved, and Ms. Sharon Burton, a retired school teacher, a longtime community leader, who's likewise served on the transition committee, and Jeff Neal here, who as a business owner on North Side as well as a community activist, former president of the Brooklyn Park Civic Association, and currently heads the North Richmond Hope Council. These people are charged with the responsibility of bringing in the best. Anyone who has served on any of the transition teams that I've appointed know that I don't interfere in that process. I've charged them with the responsibility, afford them the resources of the city agencies to assist them, and expenses relative to what is needed to bring about the smoothest development of bringing the best possible people for our consideration. I do not tell them who to pick. I don't direct that traffic at all. Once they've made their decisions, they will tell me, recommend to our administration the reasons that they have recommended, who they recommend, and in the order of their recommendation. Once they do that, I will entertain it, follow it, and they know that I will be making certain that we put the best possible person in that job. Another reason for not waiting: don't you believe for a moment that good police chiefs are just hanging around out there waiting to be picked. It's hard. It's difficult. When the people came after Rodney Monroe, you got to remember now, he wrote them and told them he wasn't interested. They came back again. And he told them again he wasn't interested, that they didn't give up. And so that's what we are going to be involved with.